Okay, so now we want to be able to delete our logs. I want to be able to click this button and delete. So this is the content item component. So that's where we're going to want to call the action from. But remember the process we're using here, which is create the action, deal with it in the reducer, and then add it to the component. And that's just the way I like to do it. If you want to do it, if you want to add it to the component first and then the action, and you can do it whatever way you want, but that's just what I like to do. So in log item, I'm sorry, not log item, we want to go to our actions, and let's go under add log. I'm just going to copy, let's copy get logs and go right down here and say delete log from server. So this is going to be called delete log. Now this is going to take in an ID so we know which one to delete. We're going to set loading. We're going to let's see, we don't actually need to store this in a variable. We're just going to await, and then we're going to call fetch to logs and then the ID. So let's use backticks here and say slash and then pass in the ID, and then we need an object because we need to add a method of delete. All right, and then down here, let's see, we don't need this because we're not actually getting data, we're just deleting. And then let's dispatch delete logs, and then the payload is just the ID. Okay, and then the error, the error is going to be the same for all the log functionality. So let's bring in delete logs up here. All right, and yeah, that should be good. So now let's go to our reducer and handle it. We want to bring in delete log here. And let's see, so we'll put this right below add log. All right, so for delete log, we're going to return current state, and then let's take logs, and we're going to filter through, so we can do state.logs.filter. And you can see how similar this is to the reducer we did with the context API. It's the same thing, same idea. Redux is just structured a little differently. I think it's structured a little better for larger applications, but I also think there's a lot more boilerplate, so it's not that, I think that the context is better for smaller applications. So let's see, dot filter, we're going to say for each log, let's compare the log ID. Let's say that if that's not equal to the payload, which is the ID of the one we want to delete, because we're filtering that one out in the UI. And then let's say loading false. All right, so we'll save that, and now we need to call our action. Let's see, do we have a problem in here? No. Yes, we do. Await fetch. Oh, I put a dot. Okay. All right, so inside log item, we're going to do a couple things here. So we need to, we're interacting with Redux, so that means we have to bring in connect. Okay, and we'll go, actually, let's bring in our action as well. And our action is a prop, so we want to add that here, delete log, and let's just add it to prop types. Okay, and then down here, we're going to export default connect. And let's pass into connect null, because we're not actually getting anything from the state, but we have an action that we need to add of delete log. All right, so now let's go, let's see, we have a button We have a button here, a delete button. We need to add an on click to. So on click, let's call on delete. And then up here, let's create a const function. Okay, and we're going to call our delete log action, and we're going to pass in the ID, which we can just get with log.id. Actually, let me see down here. We could destructure this stuff so we don't have to do log dot, but I'm just going to leave it. So log ID, and then let's just do a message. So let's bring in the materialized JavaScript. Okay, and then we can just do m.toast HTML, say log deleted. Delete logs is not defined on line 79 of actions. Let's see, 79. I must have put an S. All right, let's get rid of that. Okay, so let's try and delete. I'm just going to add a dummy log. Okay, so if I click the trash, we get log deleted. If I reload, it's still there. So that means it's working in the UI here, but it's not actually deleting from the database for some reason. Await fetch. Logs, passing in the ID. Method. It doesn't know what the hell a method is. Alright, so it should work now. Let's just reload. Delete and reload. There we go. Okay, so we can now add logs. We can delete them. Now we want to be able to edit them. So in order to do that, when we click one of these, this needs to be pre-filled. So we're going to be working with the current piece of state, which is this right here. We're going to fill that with whatever is clicked on. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start that in the next video.